What is up there, Nerf nerds? Today I'm bringing you a Nerf modification. Not quite a tutorial, just kind of an overview. I'm going to do it to this blaster. If I can get it off the wall. This is the Nerf Duel-strike. It shoots Mega Darts and Elite Darts. Originally I had brass barrels, but as of late it's not getting as good range as I want it to. Meaning it's getting like 30 feet from the Elite barrels. Whereas other people who have singled these barrels and kept the brass part, they get crazy ranges, and Tiger Foam from UK actually gets about 300 feet per second out of his blaster. So I'm going to open it back up, I'm going to pop in a K26, and I'm going to go ahead and single the Elite parts, and I can have a single shot Elite blaster or a triple Mega blaster. Let's get in. Alright, so once you have it all unscrewed, you can toss your screwdriver away because you don't need it anymore. And then, maybe you need a screwdriver a little bit more, so that's why you toss away the screwdriver you're not using. And try to get the shell open. A lot of the screws from my blaster are sticking, even though I didn't put too many screws back in this blaster. Uh-oh, there's one right there too. Awesome, now we can toss away the screwdriver we were using. So on the inside, you'll notice it has a large plunger tube that diverts into an Elite side and a Mega side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run a barrel out from this center post in the Elite spot right there and run it out the front. So let's go ahead and get into that now. It is good to know that there are these two little flaps to take this part off, so you have to remove that before you can remove the actual blaster. Don't break the blaster, guys. That's a good idea. Uh-oh, it doesn't quite look like I'm going to be able to keep both parts. That's because I forgot it's a little ball valve that switches between these two intakes here, and the ball valve, just kind of stuff like that. So, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to remove this entire Elite contraption and just single it from here. It'll give me weaker performance than if I just single the entire blaster, but I really want to keep that Mega ability. So let's just go ahead and pull that off, and the Mega part can sit right back down in here. If it wants to sit right back down in there, there it goes. And now I'm going to cut here, and then put on some brass. Or maybe I can just pop it. Yep, I can pop it right off. Now let's go ahead and grab brass. And let's see if we can make it fit. That was stupid easy. Now all I have to do is make it sit back together, and I have my blaster finished. And bam, there we go. Finished blaster, essentially. I am going to have to do some trimming, some shell fitting, and some dart fitting. So let's get into that. So right now I'm just trying to get the shell fitted to this blaster. It might help if I take the screws out. I have enough brass put in there to house one full-length dart. I don't want it to be extra long, I don't want it to be extra short, I just want the amount that is needed. So the idea is the brass is in there and it's got a slight crack, so I'm going to fill that in with epoxy. And then you just muzzle load a single dart, prime it, and launch the dart. And then I have this 3-shot cylinder with brass in it that I gotta find something to do with. Oh, I know what to do with it. Perfect. Problem solved. So I'll get back to you guys when there's another update on the blaster. So I just put the blaster back together, and I did a quick velocity reading. By the way, I did not use epoxy, I used hot glue because I'm being lazy today. Put it back together, got a velocity reading, and it was reading at a pitiful 89 feet per second with a worker dart. With that said, I'm opening it back up, and I'm going to try to improve the air seal and add in a higher kilogram spring. Probably going to go with my K26 because that is a very, very low velocity. So always remember, if you're going to use a Dremel, wear some kind of safety goggles. These were only $1 at the dollar store. A Dremel is definitely more than $1. You can afford to get some kind of safety protection for your eyes, because how are you going to shoot your Nerf gun that you just finished modding if you don't have eyes? So I just need to cut off one more ring. And there we go. Now it should work. It's going to be crazy hot. I'm going to pick it up with pliers. Alright, I'll get back to that in a sec. I'm also using Orange Mods Works white lithium grease. Normally on my mods, what I use is Dye Slick Lube. Dye is a paintball company, and they're a very good company. This one tube costs $5, however. And I was using white lithium grease, but I think my white lithium grease has gone bad. So I'm going to go back to Dye Slick Lube and the white lithium by Orange Mods Works. So I'm going to lube up my O-ring a little bit. And lube up my plunger tube, and it should be good to go. So right now I'm just trying to get the shell fitted to this blaster. It might help if I take the screws out. I have enough brass put in there to house one full-length dart. I don't want it to be extra long, I don't want it to be extra short, I just want the amount that is needed. So the idea is the brass is in there, and it's got a slight crack, so I'm going to fill that in with epoxy. And then you just muzzle load a single dart, prime it, and launch the dart. And then I have this 3-shot cylinder with brass in it that I gotta find something to do with. Oh, I know what to do with it. Perfect. Problem solved. So I'll get back to you guys when there's another update on the blaster. Alright, so the average velocity I got for the worker darts was 110. I ended up not doing elite darts just because I didn't want to. And then I still have the functionality of going from mega to elite. However, I can't really do the elite test because, well, this is the chronograph I got. It's a chrono from e-bike, and the darts are just about the same diameter as the internals of the chronograph. So it is next to impossible to line those up. And that's also why I don't give any rival ratings, is because the rival balls are just about the same distance, or same diameter. Actually, they're thicker, my bad. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick range test and see how far this blaster is shooting.